Shalom everybody, it's Kalela Kelly, your Irish Jew. Those two things are possible. You can be Jewish and Irish at the same time. Yalla, hello. I'm just commenting on Greta Thunberg being deported from the region after the IDF seized and stole and raided and attacked the ship bearing challah and bottled water. How dare those mean-ass Jews once again being cruel, inhuman. Anyway, so she's 22, holy shit. So anyway, she's been deported back to France after landing, somewhere in the waters. There she is. Can you see? Lovely. Greta, whatever. So they get in on their flotilla. And this is just, you can't make this shit up. They claim that they were taken hostage, and which is so interesting because once again, Greta and her minions have appropriated a horrific experience that has just happened not even 2 years ago, that has just happened in Israel when hundreds of people were taken hostage, right, by Hamas and shunted away into the tunnels and creepy ass terrorist ecosystem that they have built under Gaza. And these narcissistic, horrific, white savior Europeans are appropriating the experience of being kidnapped, and they are turning it around. They are taking it away from the actual Israelis, and not just Israelis, Americans, Thai, lots of other nationalities were taken hostage as well, not just Jewish Israelis or Israelis, by the way, on October 7. But they're appropriating that experience. They're cutting out the Jews from the story, and they're shining the word up onto social media. We've been kidnapped, as if it's this brand new thing, this terrible concept that's happened to them. Didn't happen on October 7th, but it's happening now, you guys. It's happening to the flotilla. This is part of the sickness of anti-Semitism. It's part of the sickness of taking the suffering of Jews and then twisting it around and saying, that's what we're going through. That's actually what we are suffering. Or conversely, the way that the crimes of the past, the crimes of white people such as Greta and her Swedish government. I mean, weren't they on the side of the Nazis in World War II, Sweden? I don't know. There's a fantastic crime series about Sweden's connection to Nazism back, a few decades ago. So it's not like Sweden has been on the right side of history at all times. And if I'm wrong about that, please correct me. But it's part of that ignoring the crimes that white people, including Greta's kinsmen, have committed in the past, and then projecting that onto the Jews and Israelis. For example, genocide. For example, famine. For example, apartheid. I mean, and now kidnapping, right? They're taking the horrific kidnappings that Hamas committed on October 7, and they're now projecting that onto the Jews. This is the sickness of anti-Semitism. This is how sick it is. How psychologically, cognitively biased it is. It's such bullshit. But anyway, someone commented that these group of people, Greta Thunberg and her activists, narcissists, they're doing this because, again, subconsciously, probably not very deep down in their brain cells, they know that they're not going to be hurt by Israel. They have that privilege. They've got their phones, which apparently they threw into the water when they saw the IDF coming. So talk about pollution. Again, a bit hypocritical there if she's meant to be an activist for the environment and then is throwing, Greta, go home. Can you hear the plane? Oh no, she was on the other plane. This is now all the other guys, the other activists. Bloody hell. Off they go, back to France, back to Sweden. Anyway, they're claiming that they were kidnapped, but they weren't kidnapped, obviously, and they know they're not going to be kidnapped, and they know that they're not going to be hurt by the IDF. They know that, kind of like a kid who plays up with their parents, they know subconsciously their parents love them, and at the end of the day, they're going to be looked after, they'll be fed, they'll have a nap, they'll have a bedtime story and a bath, and they'll go to bed, and mummy and daddy will forgive them for their sins, and at the end of the day, they'll be fine. And I'm talking about healthy families here. So these motherfuckers, sorry for the language, they know they're going to be fine. They wouldn't dare do this. They wouldn't dare get on a flotilla floating to Sudan By the way, they came across a boat full of Sudanese who were actually escaping genuine effing genocide, right? That's happening on the African continent, the most horrific stuff that's going on, the mass targeting of Christians, for example. They ignored actual genuine refugees, and they sail merrily along in the Mediterranean with a bit of Chianti and a bit of, spaghetti, I don't know, just a bit of nice stuff, and they got the kafirs and they're jollying along, cha-la-la-la-la, here we go, cha-la-la-la-la. Off they go towards Gaza, and they know that nothing bad's going to happen to them. They know that. They wouldn't dare do this with actual dangerous countries where they would actually get hurt. And I also was wondering, as I was looking at Greta, she's 22 now, and I was thinking, is this like a romance thing? Like, has there been romance blooming on board the flotilla? It's very dramatic, it's very romantic, it's very heroic. In decades to come, when Greta is in her 60s and she's writing her autobiography and casting her mind back to her adventurous youth, this will be one of those chapters. Here's another plane. Oh my God, they're carting back more of the Freedom Flotilla fighters. Off they go, off they go. And she urged all my friends, family and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible. What kidnapped victim makes a video of themselves saying that with their hair ruffling in the wind and their keffiyeh nicely sorted, and then throws it in the water after putting it on social media? What kidnapped victim has that privilege? Did the victims of the Nova massacre in Israel have time to do like selfies with their hair flowing and take number 2? Hamas are about to shoot me in the face, but before they do, I urge everybody to help us get out of this situation, and don't forget to buy the CD of the Nova Festival, okay guys? Hashtag love you, bye. Bang, shot, they're dead. Oops. No, of course they didn't have time to do that. There was footage of the massacre, but they weren't actually pausing to say, hey guys, hashtag help me out here. It's such a load of bullshit. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's Instagram activism, Israeli government spokesman David Menzer said, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. There they are. There they are. I reckon Greta's having a romance. I think there's something going on. I can feel the sexual tension in the air. They've got the t-shirts. It's romantic. I can see something happening here. A bit of touchy-feely, a bit of something going on. Yeah, 100%. I reckon it's been a romantic escapade, and they're going to have the best of times when they get back to Europe, to their nice little white or ex-white continent. Yeah, it's so sick. And then the cherry on top is not just the blatant anti-Semitism, the bullshit, the lying, the dramatization, the projecting, the acting. It's the fact that they actually ignored a genuine refugee boat with Sudanese refugees who most certainly will be fleeing actual persecution. Sorry guys, we can't stop to help you right now. Here's some flour. We have to go break a siege. Hashtag bye. He's even got a little watermelon keyring. I mean, this stuff is being totally merged. Like, come on. Anyway, the craziness continues, and hopefully the challah didn't give her indigestion, and hopefully she gets spring water, bubbly water on the plane, not just that horrible clean water that the IDF gave her upon arrival. Bye, Greta.